What's up, gang? I want to continue the conversation on programming, specifically for competitive athletes, even high-level competitive athletes. And I've had the opportunity to program for myself, program with others, and program for others that have been in contention for the CrossFit Games or close to, if not there. And I think the biggest thing you realize is, and programming for an elite athlete is a little easier from the sense of understanding overall stimulus, because if you think they can do it, they can. It's not, are they going to go unbroken or things like that for the most part. It makes your life a little easier there, but the specialization of what they need to do ramps up. Whether it is nerding out on different time domains that they struggle with, movement and repetition schemes where they start to burn out, combinations of movements where you start to see fatigue, things like that. So it's very individualistic. Volume accumulation, specifically for an established athlete's there. If not, let me break it down for you quickly. You have micro, meso, and macro cycles. The micro cycle is really day-to-day, week-to-week. Meso would be 6 to 8 weeks. Macro would be a year, or a competition cycle, a year, 9 months, whatever it might be. If not longer for some athletes, depending on what they're competing in. And over a course of a micro cycle a week, you can, then you have your days where you can have 1 session, 2 sessions, or 3 sessions. You would load in across a mesocycle if you go from 0 volume or 1 workout a day across 1 full mesocycle. Maybe by the end of it, you've now layered on 2 double sessions. Then across a second mesocycle, now you've layered in 3 or 4 double sessions. Now that we've layered in, and that's across the 6 weeks, so it's not just boom, 2 right away. It takes a little longer to sort of incrementally add in the volume. You start that with a new athlete, even that wants to be competitive, with warm-up and post-workout stuff. Auxiliary work, accessory work is a good place to start that journey. Now from there, say we're volumized where we can do 2 or 3 full sessions a day, or 1 really long session depending on what the athlete's schedule is like. Now, a few things that matter the most: quality of movement. They need to be coached, they need to be refined. We want to be efficient so we don't waste any effort. Those things are super important. Programming for an elite athlete is a small a piece of the equation. Their movement efficiency and efficacy is probably more important, arguably. And then from there, we start to move into even more stuff, pushing the threshold. I would say if you were to give me one thing that separates the elite from everyone else, it's movement redundancy within workouts or across multiple workouts, where they can do push, a bench press, muscle up, handstand walk, handstand push up, muscle up, things like that, certainly in the pushing realm, very well. And then I think that the next piece that we see separation is higher volume and higher skill gymnastics. Muscle-ups, bar muscle-ups, and we see that separated, right? When you see workouts with big sets of gymnastics, you see the elite not bat an eye, but even advanced athletes really struggle. That's a separator. Developing that volume takes time. Redundancy can help. Learned that from my buddy Rich when I trained with him a long time ago. We would always do redundant movements, and at first I was like, God, this is awful, but man, it really helps you build that stamina, specifically in non-hip mediated movements, or movements where the muscle is going to fatigue a little sooner, such as in the shoulders, things like that, where your legs can recover pretty quickly, things that where your midline can take up some of the volume there, but not when you're doing overhead stuff for the most part. So again, those are some smaller parts and pieces there, super broad, but from a specific perspective, at that high level of elite programming, you need to have elite level attention. So it is very specific. And but with that said, you also need to have an environment that allows you to do whatever you want. The best athletes in the world will also change what they do. They're not married to their program. It gives them guidance, but if they miss a day or switch something up because there was somebody else, that's what they do, because the environment is more important. Their mindset's more important. Having fun and working hard is more important. And that's something that I wish sort of the sub-elite athletes would realize. Have fun, relax, chill out. It's a low trajectory to a distant horizon. What you don't see from these elite athletes are the years and years of hard work, the genetic predisposition they have to certain movements, and don't let that discourage you, but have fun. You gotta love this stuff, right? That's the biggest thing. Don't burn out. Specifically, the statistics of you making the CrossFit Games are very low, but if you have fun in the process, it's not all for nothing. You're enjoying your time. That's really important. Have fun, work hard. Let me know if you have questions.